Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I just got a comment asking me what my top plant protein sources are in my diet, so I'm going to share with you some things that I wrote down. But basically, off the top of my head, it's going to be, I'm going to talk about each food group. So we're going to start with grains. So the highest protein grain is quinoa. That's what I've always known. If you look at the back of the package, it's about 6 grams per serving. Most grains are like 4 to 5. Quinoa 6. I also believe it's one of the few plant-based sources that's a complete protein source. So, and also in and of itself, I like to stack it. So like, for instance, like a quinoa pilaf, like maybe you could have quinoa with lentils on top. Lentils are high in protein. That would be a super high protein meal right there. Another grain is oats, but particularly oat bran. Oat bran has 7 grams of protein per serving. And the reason why is because you're probably taking the highest protein portion, and this is, I could be wrong on this, but this is my take, is that you're isolating a component of the oat that is probably high in protein, or maybe it's the higher proportion of protein, and so you're making it into oat bran. So oats have a decent amount of protein. I think it's 5 grams per serving, whereas oat bran is 7 grams. So I like to use oat bran in my romaine banana wraps. So what I'll do is I'll take a romaine leaf, I'll put some peanut butter down the middle, a few banana slices and oat bran in the middle, and roll it up and eat it like a burrito. But I don't use regular peanut butter. I use better than peanut butter, which is a very low-fat peanut butter. Reason being is that I know regular peanut butter is good and healthy, but you eat like 5 or 6 or 8 of those romaine leaves, and the calories add up quick. So that's been my own little compromise there to kind of moderate the calorie load. The biggest protein food on a vegan diet is going to be tofu or soy products, particularly, as I mentioned, tofu, tempeh, edamame beans. Those are the unprocessed soy products. That said, it's a cool little tip. You're going to like this. I like to punch up my protein. I get extra firm and sprouted tofu. It has 10 grams per serving. Most tofus, like the firm or softer, they have like 7 grams because they're like more diluted in terms of the calories. There's more water. If you get the sprouted extra firm tofu, it's very compact, it's very condensed, and there's little water, and I like the texture much better, and it's a lot higher in protein. So that's another thing, is sprouted foods typically also have higher proteins. So even like your sprouted greens, like things like that, broccoli sprouts and sunflower sprouts, they're going to be higher in protein. As far as seeds, pumpkin seeds, by far, 9 grams per serving. That's ridiculous. And by the way, you're only getting 14 grams of fat per serving. That's a ridiculous ratio. 14 grams of fat, 9 grams protein. That's beautiful. That's a great ratio right there. Hemp seeds are also very high in protein, but they tend to be more expensive. To me, they're more like a specialty item in grocery stores, so they'll sell them for more. So I get them occasionally, but definitely pumpkin seeds, super high in protein. Really, in general, seeds are higher in protein than nuts, but nuts also have good protein content too. So nuts and seeds, but if the higher of the two is seeds. Beans are definitely high in protein. If you look at most dried beans in the package, the label, it says like 10 grams of protein. They're in double digits. We're upwards to like 11 grams, 10 to 11 roughly, on most beans. Then the last thing is algae. Believe it or not, spirulina and chlorella have been shown to be very high in protein. I did a little research online, and I'm going to share with you some interesting facts that I found. Now, when it comes to protein, it's not just protein, it's also the quality of protein. So when we think about protein and how it can fight or combat muscle wasting or to maintain muscle, to have a nice healthy protein level, particularly the 3 proteins are the branched chain amino acids. It's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Particularly leucine has been shown to be very, very potent at stimulating protein anabolism in the body, an anabolic response. So I went ahead and did a search on nutrientdata.com to see what was the highest vegan sources of leucine. And what I found was, unequivocally, it was, and this is true, tofu, soy products, very high in protein. It's a complete protein too. So edamame beans, like I said, the sprouted extra firm tofu. And then spirulina, which was referred to as a dried seaweed. So it's an algae, but it's also seaweed. It was either raw or dried. So That was interesting to me, and that kind of just supports what I mentioned earlier about chlorella and spirulina being high in protein. And then that was based on 100 per 100 gram servings. Now, for 200 calorie serving sizes, what was interesting was I found watercress was high. It was one of the higher leafy greens in valine, the branched chain amino acid valine. Some of the higher veggies on isoleucine were chard, Swiss chard, and cabbage. They were high in isoleucine. Some of the highest fruits in protein, and the one that I saw was guava. I thought that was very interesting. It's a high in leucine, and then apricots. It could be dried or fresh. So, but all in all, really, it's all about a overall well-rounded diet. And what was interesting was if you have one plant source that's incomplete and another that's incomplete, but they complete each other. You don't have to have them in a single meal. You can have it throughout the day. So if you have something in the morning and you have something later, collectively at the end of the day, you're going to get a well-rounded amino acid profile. So I thought it was an interesting search. There's still a lot more to be done, but those are my top foods. That's really that's what I go by. So hopefully this video is helpful to you. Feel free to leave comments down below if you have any questions. Feel free to ask. Thank you for watching.
What do you like that?
Do you give up?
Take that, right?
What are you, a fresh guy or something? I'll show you. I can see. Up. Don't leave me now. Who's the most remarkable, extraordinary fella?
Sure!